As it relates to the consent decree, at what stage are we in the process now? At what stage?
Burning questions there from Louisvillians about the looming consent decree and a path forward for the city and LMPD. A year after the Attorney General announced plans for oversight of the police department, some people in Louisville say they're growing tired of waiting for answers. The DOJ heard from them last night at a 5th community meeting. WHAS11's Alex Dieter and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie were front and center as people voiced their concerns.
Hearing from Louisville residents about what LMPD reform they want to see in the federal consent decree.
I'm hoping we can get some solutions here, you know? If not, what's the point?
The Department of Justice held its 5th community meeting, hoping to get closer to an answer.
But at this stage of the ball game, we're looking for some specifics. What has been agreed to, what has not been agreed to, what's the implementation, all of that, any consideration for who the monitor is going to be.
Raymond Burse is the vice president for the Louisville branch of the NAACP. He's been at every DOJ community meeting.
You know, the NAACP has been sort of a watchdog in terms of things that would happen with LMPD for a number of years.
Community members, including Burse, addressed DOJ officials face-to-face. They asked specific questions about heightened accountability within the department and for individual officers, cross-training and DEI professional development, and community advisory boards.
Well, I knew you've been in negotiations for a while. Yes. So, yeah.
The federal consent decree was announced last March, over a year ago. While Louisvillians are eager to get to the finish line with the implementation that will require reforms within LMPD, Burse wants to make sure the community is involved every step of the way.
Prior to the consent decree going to being presented to a judge, will the community have an opportunity to comment on it?
Not before it goes to the judge.
So we're out of luck.
In Louisville, Alex Dieter, WHAS11 on your side.
If you have questions or feedback regarding the consent decree, there's a toll-free number you can call. It's 844-920-1460. You can also send an email to the address on your screen. New information overnight from Kentucky State Police. They say a 6th day of searching for a missing infant in Hancock County was unsuccessful. Troopers will pick up the search again today. Cadaver dogs were used in Tuesday's search for 8-month-old Maya Rudd, which was focused on a cemetery not far from her parents' home in Reynolds Station. KSP said it's a heavily wooded area with a number of ditches, which the dogs are searching through for debris or any kinds of disturbed earth. We're told forensic interviews and tips led them to the location. Maya has been missing since last Thursday when her parents and grandfather were arrested on drug charges and her grandmother was arrested on domestic violence charges. Police say they have not been helpful in the search for the infant. If you have any information about where this little girl might be, you're urged to call KSP Post 16 with tips. The number's on your screen now. It's 270-826-3312. An update now in the Crystal Rogers case. We've learned only one suspect will be in court this week. Steve Lawson will have a hearing tomorrow, but Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson have been excused for now. The hearing will focus solely on Steve Lawson's motion to dismiss the charges against him. His attorney plans to present evidence that his client was granted immunity when he agreed to talk to police. According to court documents, prosecutors have no intention of dropping the charges, but will instead exclude certain conversations where immunity was mentioned. Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson will be back in court in July. That's when the prosecutor will push to combine the 3 cases into one trial. All 3 defendants have objected to the motion. A Metro Council committee is trying to decide where medical marijuana can be grown and sold in Jefferson County. The city's Planning and Zoning Committee heard the proposed policy yesterday. Right now, the state bans dispensaries within 1,000 feet of schools and child care facilities. But the council could choose to add more prohibited locations, like near parks or churches. That proposal led to a lot of questions last night. The committee ended up tabling it so members could sort through their concerns, including this one.
No formal interested party comments have been submitted as of the date of this report. Had I known, there would have been thousands of people coming to bring their comment. And I am so sick of seeing these situations come so fast and our public don't get a chance to comment. I don't get a chance to comment. I didn't get to see this until the other day.
The licensing period for new businesses begins July the 1st. Without passing regulations, those locations can't be selected. In Jefferson County, only 2 dispensary locations will be granted licenses. JCPS is planning to further increase its supply of bulk meals at next week's distribution. The district ran out of meals 30 minutes in at one site yesterday. That's after doubling its supply when it ran out of meals last week. Hundreds of Louisville families picked up the free boxes yesterday. They provide meals to kids in the summertime. The bulk meals are a new option for JCPS families who can't make it to the dozens of in-person summer meal sites. It comes as we enter a difficult time of year for a lot of parents trying to make ends meet.
Sometimes you struggle with the way times are these days, and any extra help helps.
I see a lot of kids struggling, a lot of families struggling, so not just a stress reliever on me, but multiple families.
The district plans to add 400 more bulk meals at the 3 distribution sites next week. Pickup is every Tuesday through July the 26th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or until the meals run out. The sites are Beckley Park at the Egg Lawn, Evangel World Prayer Center, and the PRP Fire Training Center. JCPS is also giving out free in-person breakfasts and lunches every weekday. There are more than 40 locations for that. We've got a link to a list on WHAS11.com.